Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. It is, hang on. It is May 4, 2022, and we do the disclaimer, use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet. Apply the but-for standard. But for Mr. Perry, every day, I'm going to get you. What does that even mean, Mr. Perry? The allegations are stalking, harassment, coercion, witness tampering, Violence Against Women Act violations, domestic violence, and stalking, hacking, peeping. All of that's criminal activity, Mr. Perry. It's like you don't know. We know. We don't have asphasia or whatever. So these are texts that I sent to my friends in other states, not Texas, back in 2011, where I'm talking about Mr. Perry pulled up behind my house, watching me in my backyard, and was flirting with me in public, and then threw a jealous fit. And I'm like, golly, I guess I didn't get the memo that we are a thing. That's, he had something in his mind that wasn't in mine. And it was about, he fixated on me romantically or something. Shows up at restaurants or sends his staff. Those guys in Manford were like, you know how many times I pulled up behind a woman's house that's not my wife? Never. You know how many times I've gone to a restaurant or sent my secretary to go to a restaurant to spy on a woman who's not my wife or even my wife? Never. It's weirdo. It's called stalking. That's what I'm telling everybody. And I'm telling his guy, I didn't go to the media with this or hurt him. I went to you with it. Somebody's going to see it. Make him stop. I don't want to be a scandal. So I moved twice to get away from it. I don't like soap operas. I don't watch Days of Our Lives. I don't like Jerry Springer. I don't watch that either. Your mommy issues should have been kept in your own family and not imposed on other people. Mr. Perry's hurt a lot of people very badly. They're very pissed off. He's pissed off a lot of people. So now he's getting told on. He wants me pulled over, wants to take my car, wants to, we got to get her back in Texas where we can do more to her. We got to get her. Wow. Okay, so but for that, we got to document it for our court case, Mr. Perry. You're going to jail, y'all. This is crime. It's ugly. People are sick and tired of it. Everybody's sick and tired of how you feel. You need a lie. We get it. You made your point. Here's the thing. You only have to tell us one time. We remember it. You guys have Alzheimer's. Once we're talking about it, it is not covered up anymore. Once we're talking about your criminal activity, Mr. Perry, there's a big guy, I guess, involved in this. My guys tell me. My guy goes, I'm not told who it is on recordings, but I heard y'all this morning in your little meeting. Is she out of cigarettes yet? Is she going to go to the store? I heard you. You were recorded. If I'm talking about it, it's not covered up. What law enforcement agency has all that? So he goes, there's a big guy. He's an asshole. So I don't know who you are, asshole, but you got recorded. So what police agency has you? They're all over you. Thank God. You're dangerous, man. You're fucking dangerous. So we got these. Because we got these, I sent them. This is showing my mindset. And because Mr. Perry went into a court of law and alleged that he's a victim of a political vendetta, like he matters or something, when this is all not political, none of this has anything at all to do with politics or his legislative duties. Now our shrink is like, it appears Mr. Perry, Mr. Powell, and Mr. Burson are not able to perform simple tasks like properly identify legislative duties. Because this is stalking. It's criminal activity, Mr. Burson, Mr. Powell. So I moved twice to get away. That means I don't want any contact with you, bitch. There's nothing romantic in my head. You disgust me. Like, you make me want to barf. You're going to get me? Is that a threat? And it's duly noted for the record. We also apply the but-for standard, the reasonable, prudent individual standard. This is not reasonable or prudent. It's not. It is whack job. Mr. Warman's throwing a fit. She can't just say allegedly. Well, I can, Mr. Warman. Why don't you control your client? Why don't you get your client and sit him down and explain the law and restrain him? You're about to go with him. So I can use allegedly. Prove me wrong. Your client has done nothing but prove me right. We see it beforehand, and then he does it anyway. That's not reasonable or prudent, is it, Mr. Warman? So I'm sorry, but I can. If you don't like that, why don't you schedule a meeting with me and explain to me why you have not let me into court even one time to show things like this? Not even once. All this backroom deal, underhanded shit. Use allegedly. You don't like that, get over it. It's too bad. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You got everybody very convinced you guys did kill Chief Miller because of your acts showing consciousness of guilt. And you're worried about use allegedly? You shit me with that, right? She says it before, he does it anyway, and then can't figure out why nobody believes him. Was that your goal? We're going to get caught more than ever in our lives. 6 years ago, you're not able to properly identify your legislative duties, she said. It's got like Alzheimer's or something. I assert all constitutional rights. I have the right to talk about it when somebody's committing a crime against me. And if you don't like that and use allegedly is not enough, then let's, don't stop doing all the backhanded, underhanded, backroom deal thing in court when I'm suing you, and go in there like a man and face me and show your case legit. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Y'all sit there and watch me type up briefs and do research. Well, you've been recorded. She's not even researching yet. I've had to, unfortunately, because they do that, a lot of times wait till the very last minute and then slam something out. And I'm not a lawyer. I've not been to law school. Not been to law school. So, Mr. Perry, for the record, we noted, everyone's already been told, because you keep saying it, that you're going to get me. You want me pulled over. You want to take my car. We got to get her back to Texas where we can do more to her, because we think we can get away with it there. Yeah, okay, so what judges heard that? Investigatory orders, Mr. Perry. Stalking is a crime. Peeping is a crime. Hacking is a crime. Cloning a woman's phone that's not your wife or any woman, or even your wife, is a crime. Unless you have her consent. You don't have my consent, weirdo. We're not in a romance, weirdo. You're a criminal. I have no feelings for you but deep disgust. Deep disgust. So, I apply the 14th Amendment to equal protection in the application of all violence against women laws, all domestic violence laws, all anti-hacking, anti-peeping, anti-stalking, anti-creepster, you are really fucked up man, witness tampering laws. No normal person could bring themselves to do this shit. Our shrink said there are people helping him that have convinced themselves he's weird, they're normal. That is not the case. It is impossible for someone to be cruel to another person. Watch how America responded at 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, Derek Chauvin, on and on and on. People want to help. People want to relieve suffering. They don't want to cause it, and they don't like watching it. And so if you can bring yourself to help this monster, you got a mental illness, and when I examine them, I'll tell you what it is. It is not normal to want to beat down women. You got mommy issues, then you fucking keep that in your own family and don't bother other people with it, David. I guess David's mad. Yeah, David should have left me alone. I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you. I don't know you, David. So when we get things, like beforehand, like this, I'm gonna take her car. It's not legit, but I'm gonna tow her car and sell it before she realizes it's not legit. And then after that, you've wrecked it and wrecked it and wrecked it and wrecked it and fucked with it and wrecked it. One of those calls went to man for police. 6 days later, Chief Miller is dead. And we have a reporter that's a reasonable, prudent individual, intelligent, that talked to one of my guys. There's 12 of them they talk to regularly. Some of them are not in the U.S. Your crime's international. Your crime is international. Do call around and try to find them. Try to find which one it is. Which ones they are. You're not going to get anything. I don't know what you're talking about. That's the rule. That's what everybody's told to say. Don't know what you're talking about. You're not entitled to information. So 12 of them are in the need to know. You know why? Because you have a bad habit of killing people, even cops. It's a method of protection in case something happens. So she said, had they done what she said in March 2020, when he offered her a bribe after getting caught trying to kill her, talking to a hitman, and her response was, no, I don't want your BioLi money. You know what I want? I want the money you owe me legit. I want Mike Nealey home. I want my club full of paying customers again because you ran everybody off. And I want for you to be gone. Get the fuck out of my life. Had they done that then, they helped get Mike home. Can't kill somebody when you're drugged and unconscious and end up without nothing on you by beat down. There was no drunken brawl. Then, had they done that, we'd support the blue. We back police. We back the blue. So let's get him home. We don't want the suspicion of that murder on us. And so let's find out who did it. And now he's home. She's got money. She's doing fine. Perry's running for office. Had she continued to assert that they killed Chief Miller, we would say she's wrong, if not a little crazy. But because that's not what happened, there was, again, an unfair trial where, again, she's not allowed to testify. 4th time now. Boy, they do not want that girl in court. When you hear her podcast, then you know why. So, once again, she's kept out of court. Once again, he is starving her. He did get her kicked out of her house. He is trying to take her car. So now we know they killed Chief Miller. You don't act guilty if you're innocent. So you're going to get me? I'm a witness on a murder of a police officer. This was reported. Mike Nealey took the report 6 days later. He's accused of something there is no fucking way he could have done. And everybody hates your guts. It is not hard to get information, David. Everybody hates your guts. Do you understand me? Big guy. Everybody hates your guts for putting him through that. Everybody's sick and tired of the cruelty. You're going to get me. He's got a key to my new place already, he says. I made it clear to the place where I am now. I have a stalker. He supposedly has a forged marriage license and power of attorney that he uses to get the key and private information. And you are not to tell him I'm even here. You are not to tell him I'm even here. So, what do you mean you got a key? Why don't you hold a press conference and tell everybody how you got a key? Mr. Perry, hold a press conference and tell everybody you got a key to my room, to my house, to my home. What is wrong with you? We already recorded y'all talking to my guy's already set everything up. If she comes here, we need a key. So it's been said. It's not like nobody knows. If I'm talking about it, you don't have a cover up. I know that you're delusional and unable to even identify your legislative duties. How embarrassing. How fucking embarrassing. You see that, David? Big guy? Charles? She can't just use allegedly. Oh, yes I can, Mark. So, this is, Fabian's name here, Mr. Perry. I got this while I was in jail. It is exactly depicting the situation perfectly. Fabian made me hope. It's not just anybody's name there, is it? It's Fabian's name. You cause sadness and fear. Boo, it's a private joke between one of these guys and I. By the way, these guys that are helping me, these police officers that are helping me, I've known them most of my adult life. They knew me when I lived at the apartments I just left. I lived there when I was younger. And was one of the best times in my life. And they're watching that. And then they're watching when you fucked it all up and made it one of the most miserable, awful experiences I've ever had. And they hurt for me. You shut up. Listen, Mr. Perry, get the fuck out of my life. You need to shut up Everybody's so tired of you. Everybody's so sick and tired of you and the suffering you're causing and hearing in your mouth open. You shut up. No one cares what you think. The more you talk, the more sick everybody gets. You have caused suffering, untold, unimaginable horror for other people for a long time. And there's a lot of people that are so happy my guys are putting a stop to it. So fucking happy. Somebody's finally putting a stop to it. I can't tell you how many times we've heard that. It isn't hard to get information like, make sure, is she out of cigarettes? Is she about to go to the store? Is she about to go work? We got to have her pulled over. We got to get her pulled over. We got to pull her over. We got to have a guy pull her over. It's been said over and over and over and over. Because you know what? You guys have Alzheimer's. And even when you're caught, you forget. And you talk about it again and again and again and again. And now we don't just have one recording. We got 50, 75, 100, 300. David, of you. She can't just say allegedly. I can, Mark. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, sir. It's like your goal. Mr. Perry, please shut up. Mr. Perry, listen to the words I'm saying. I don't care what you think. I don't want to hear it. You're trying to talk to me. He types in my computer and shit when I'm doing these, like he thinks it's a conversation. It doesn't work since he broke it, but he can type in it, odd as that might sound. Mr. Perry, you talk to me like you think I care what you think. Why do you think that? Nobody understands why in the fuck you think I care what you think. You can't identify your legislative duties. You act like you have no clue what happens when you're told on. What does that mean? You act like you have no idea what's going on or what somebody just said to you. And you never respond in accordance with that. You respond like a whack job. Like you're about 10 years past a good time for a butterfly net. You're the butt in here. Selfish. You're cruel. You're awful. You're horrible. We're sick of you. Everybody's sick and tired of you. And you need to shut up. I don't want to hear it. We're all sick and tired of hearing it. If I'm talking about it, you don't have a cover up. And that is obvious. I shouldn't have to say it. You're like a mental 2-year-old or 6-month-old. You know when you have a baby and they're little bitty. And you're a mom. I mean, it happened to me more than once. You go to the bathroom. The second you start to go to the bathroom, they start crying. And you feel bad. They're laying in their little bed, their little crib, crying, and you're yelling, "I'll be right there. Just wait a minute, baby. I'll be right there." And they have no idea what you're saying, so they keep crying. And then you go get them when you're done. Meantime, you feel bad that they spend about 2 minutes thinking they're by themselves or whatever. You don't know what they're thinking, but you can yell all you want. I'm coming. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute. They don't understand what the hell that you're saying. And you're like that. Act like you have not a clue what people say. It's embarrassing to me. It's very embarrassing to me. That reporter that said that, Mr. Perry, do you think she's the only one? Do you think people are stupid like you? Can't think past tying their shoe? Listen, 99% of the population can't even begin to understand why in the fuck you guys do what you do. Less than 0.1% of the population becomes a violent offender. And you lied about being abused too. We're not abused. You're full of shit. You're just born like that. And you needed an excuse. You are not abused. You needed an excuse to fail. You embarrassed the hell out of me, sir. There's no chance of a date with me. In all these years, you've not gotten a date with me. You get told on and told on and told on and told on. Because everybody's sick of it. Sick of the cruelty. Sick of the suffering. Sick of your butting in. Sick of you. Sick of the horror you bring with you. And so we get what you just said before you do it. And now we got mens rea. You intended to commit a crime. You sat down and had a little meeting. Talked about it, planned it, got caught. It's out everywhere. And then you do it anyway. Jesus. When he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've never seen before. Your guy said that. And here's Perry. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's all get up and do the same thing again. That we got caught. It's like he wants to get caught. It's like he likes getting caught. He doesn't get a date, gets caught. All of you like that? Are you all like that? You don't do the same thing every day for this long if you're not getting the results you want exactly. So 6 years ago when we got the McNamara email, Mr. Perry, did you the guys that are helping me got this to me in jail? That's power. And they believe power is in service, relieve suffering caused by crime. Relieve it. And if you're helping cause it, our shrink swears up and down she can evaluate you and figure out what mental illness you have that would allow you to do that, to want to hurt somebody, to want to ruin a life. So all those years ago when you sat down and made your goals, is the outcome you wanted to get caught and told on all the time? Never a date? We wanted to catch you, so we are meeting our goal. You're not making it hard. It's hysterical. Look at this happens everywhere I go. Pulls up to get trash. This day they were wanting my neighbor's trash. I think they thought that I was giving my trash to the neighbors. See, she's digging in the dumpster. Go fetch. She dumped her trash. The neighbors dumped their trash. Who was that guy? Yeah. So, and see, you can see her there in the car. He's watching her. He's making the girl do the dumpster. Why didn't you get out of your truck, get your fat ass out of the truck, and you do it, digging the dumpster? He's making that girl do it. They got a thing against women. These people are, all anti-women. We live on Noah's Ark still. Misogynist. Look, she's putting it in there. So they got me a vacuum cleaner to, so that I would vacuum. Then they have people pulling up, taking pictures. See, all the neighbors were talking about it. Yeah. They were all talking about it. That's what my landlord said, Mr. Perry. Yep. So they pulled the tail light out. My guys wake me up at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Go check your tail light. This was in Manford. He's going to have you pulled over. Here we go with that again. So I did. I looked. It was fine. It was out, so I went and changed it. See? So that's the powder that was all over the room next to me. David had his employees out there. Then they threw a brick at me. Cracked my engine in two. Could have been my face. Probably was meant to be my face. I saw Mr. Perry. Okay, right here. Where you see this truck taking pictures of me. Everybody complained about it. Made everybody anxious and upset. Everybody's sick of y'all. You need to get a life. See where that truck is? Okay, so normally you would go out to the right and get on that highway right there. But I saw Perry's guy sitting there waiting for me. So I went to the left and went out a different way, and it probably delayed me about 2 or 3 minutes. So what happened instead is it bounced off the asphalt and up under my car and cracked the engine instead of my head. Thank God. We get 98% of what they're planning. This we didn't get. I would have gone a different way. I'd have taken a whole different road. So then I get a new car, and they have semi-bap me, I guess, right at the wheel. Then they had somebody back into me. That was a hit and run, right at the wheel. July 3rd. They didn't want me to go to Manford. Then they had somebody hit me at the wheel again, late last year. Then they had somebody back into me again, recently, a couple weeks ago. The guy gets out of his car, runs out. You did it. It's you. You did it. You hit me. Let's call the cops. His son comes running out. You did. You hit him. I saw. I looked at the damage on his bumper. I'm like, wow. It's pretty much impossible. Very difficult for sure. For me to have, I was backing out of a parking place. He says that he was waiting for another parking place to open up. And kind of behind me. But he wasn't behind me. He was up a little ways. So basically, he's waiting for somebody to pull out so he can pull in. And I'm backing out and back right into him. And I'm thinking, it's kind of hard for me to back into your bumper, with the side of my car. Not normally how you see that happen. I'm telling them that. I'm texting him that. He tried to claim it was I fled the scene. I'm scared of the cops. He actually texted that to me, and I'm like, dude, I don't call cops, locals. I don't. But first of all, I'm raised by. I didn't tell him any of this. I just said, look, you want to call the cops? You have at it. I've got somewhere to be, so I'm leaving. You have my information. Get in touch. So I gave him my information. So that's not fleeing the scene. If you give him your information, I'm just not gonna stick around and call the cops. You don't need to for a little scuff like that, dude. See, this is actually a scuff. I mean, it's not his. My gray paint was all over his bumper, but it's a scuff. You could probably buff out. Anyway, so I'm not going to waste the time of patrol for something like that. I don't call 911 unless I have to. Mr. Powell filed a false police report in retaliation for him doing his job as a public servant, which stalking is not part of that. Going to the Carinos, hunting me down. Voyeurism, hacking, yeah, no, you don't know how to, you're not all there, so you're not able to properly identify your legislative duties. And I didn't do Texas legislation, by the way. I did government reform, federal, not state. And after, like in 2012, after those other texts were sent, like a year or two, I did work on some in New Mexico. I think I asked him and John Frullo about it in Texas. What do you think about this? And no one else. If you want to pass a law, you got to call more than 2 people. And you don't call the new guys. Both of them are new. You call people in Dallas or Houston or heads of committee that would be related to the issue. That's what I did in New Mexico. I called somebody that was on the committee that would pass a law like that. Called a bunch of them. So in New Mexico, we worked on it. And then there's a federal case. That was it was on child abuse at teen rehabs that are faith-based. You don't legislate. That's the other thing that the shrink is like. He doesn't even know what state he legislates in. He doesn't legislate in Oklahoma, and he doesn't legislate in New Mexico. And he acts like he has no idea. He needs to be in a nursing home. Special needs facility, she said. Either mental hospital or nursing home. If he cannot properly identify his legislative duties, he went in court and gave the wrong information under oath. And he has no idea what state he legislates in. I didn't live in Texas. I lived in Oklahoma. By law, I had to file a police report. You knew that. So if I have to, by law, I'll file one to get a stalking protective order. And if you don't want me to stop using the word allegedly only, I guess you got some other big, long spiel you want me to say, Mark? Listen, get in your ass in court normally. Don't call a judge. Don't bully witnesses and harass. And do it legit. Face me like a man. I haven't been to law school, sir. You already outgunned me by far. There's 5 of you and 1 of me. 5 seasoned attorneys. Not new. They're not fresh out of law school. These are new people. I mean, these are seasoned attorneys. And they're scared to face me in court like men and look at the evidence, show the judge, the deciding body, the evidence. Not once have you done it. So that flagged off that reporter when you did it to Mike. Now this is the 4th time. She has something very valuable to say that could change the outcome. It's that much. It's that valuable. And they, again, won't let her in court. He's starving her to death, trying to force her against her will to lie. Well, you don't need to lie if you're already lying. Any reasonable, prudent person could put that together, Mr. Perry. I've not had this many car accidents I don't think in my life all put together, much less within a 3 period, after that email was sent. I'm going to tow her car. David's going to kill me. We get y'all are dangerous. We get that. I filed that report on the 21st. And on the 29th, no evidence has been collected. They didn't follow protocol, kind of like with Justice Scalia. Again, protocol's not followed. William O. Ritchie is a murder cop from D.C. He's a commander. He's not low-hanging fruit. So he says, why wasn't protocol followed after Justice Scalia died? He's a First Amendment guy. He was in West Texas while we were all there. That timing and the place is suspicious, Perry, because that's when you were planning to send me home and harass me and then say, you're being harassed when I talk about it. Nope, that's not it. This is when I got the call back. If you watch Connecting the Dots, it's a training video for law enforcement and how to deal with stalking. What does she say? Get the evidence right then, right there. Don't say I'll come back in next week. Nope, get it now. Because what happens is you suffer degradation. So I didn't get a blood test, Josh. Where's my blood test, Matt? Yep. Where's the video from Lady Godiva's where I can sit down and show a detective this is what happened? And so they dismissed it. And Mr. Perry promised never to contact me again. And yet he's telling me today, I'm going to get you. It's embarrassing. So embarrassing. You're going to starve me. You're going to have me pulled over. You're going to jam everything up. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And you've made your point. We get it. And your crime's never been this caught in your life. And if I say it, it takes us one time to get it. Once. When you continue to talk about it, now we don't just have one recording. We got 20, 30, 50. Charles, shut up. Listen to the words I'm saying. Mr. Warman, your client is not all there. He is to shut up. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to talk to him. He's a Looney Tune. He embarrasses me. I don't go down to a mental hospital and ask those people what they think, do I? Do you? So why do I want to hear what you think? Why in the hell do you think I care what you think? Why do you think that? I said shut up and go away. Get out of my life. You need a lie. We got it. We got it the first time you said it. You ask every day. So, Mr. Perry is claiming that he's a victim of a crime, false report. And yet in these bond conditions, one of the conditions is he will never contact me again. And Chief Miller said that I've seen bond conditions for a criminal. This is not that. This is a negotiation for a cover-up. That's what that is. He's not to contact her. Wow. So, is that why you killed them? You have to file a police report. You knew that. The second provision is she didn't bring the police report to court. She did not comply with this law right here. Look at the last sentence. So when you wreck my car, I don't report it to locals. I don't need to. But on even if you guys weren't in the picture, if there's a little fender bender, I'm not going to bother patrol and take their time away from more serious matters with a fucking fender bender. You walk into the police department and you file it there. Even on this one, where it was a hit and run, I did not call 311. I didn't call the cops and have them come to me. I went to the office and I filed in there. And I told the lady at the desk, here's evidence that this might be stalking related. And you know what she said, TPD? Keep in mind, already you've given my report to the offender. I lost my evidence. He went into court and said, I don't know what my legislative duties are. I think maybe it's pulling up behind her house and sending someone to spy in a restaurant. Yeah, nope, not what you do to pass a law in Texas. It's weirdo. And Matt and Josh went, yeah, we don't know either. We're unclear on something easy like what legislative duties are. Pulling up behind a woman's house, watching her in her backyard, and going to a restaurant to stalk her is what we have to do to pass a law in Texas, damn it. Wow, oh my God. Cracker Jack box law degree right there. So, and you said it under oath. You said it under penalty of perjury. Jesus. So, she says, we don't take evidence here. That's not how we do things here. And I said, today it is. I shoved it up under the glass and walked out. 2, big, huge fail right there. Know what happened now? We have a dead police officer. Because that's what happens. When a bad guy doesn't go to jail, he's still out reoffending. And the one that didn't do shit is in jail. You just, I'm the one arrested. I'm the victim of stalking, and I'm the one arrested. Not charged in Oklahoma. I'm charged in Texas. But you know what? The Sapulpa police should have questioned it and should have said, we're not going to serve this warrant on a woman who by law has to file a police report where she lives. I haven't been in Lubbock for 8 years. I left in November 2013. And the officer that arrested me said, I don't think this is legal. So when I'm talking to attorneys, they're like, and at that point, he should have said, I'm not going to do it. Let's look into this. This to me looks like obstruction of justice. prevent by physical force the reporting of a crime. Because Detective Egan didn't call me until, I think it's this way. I was already sitting in jail, suffering the degradation of my evidence. Where's the poison, Josh? You don't know how to... Look at the date. I filed it on the 21st. They have me arrested. So by physical force, prevented and delayed from reporting the crime. I didn't get the blood test. I suffered the loss of it. Mr. Pell didn't get it either. And he has a legal obligation under ABA Rule 3.8 and Brady Rule. Get the fucking evidence and preserve it. You want me pulled over, Mr. Perry? By who? One of the guys that were helping you do all this? We lost a policeman, and Mike Nealey has lost his future, and we're not going to let that happen. Had they helped get him out, and she's doing good, and she continued to say they did this murder, they killed Chief Miller, we'd all say she's wrong, if not a little nutty. But they did exactly what she said. She's starving. She's homeless. They're trying to get her car. And again, she's not allowed in court. And then this morning we heard you. Charles Perry, shut up. You shut up. Get out of my computer right now. This is not a conversation. Shut up. Do not contact me again. I don't want to hear it. We're all sick of you. We're sick of your suffering. We're sick of your crime. We're sick of you. I don't want to hear it. No one does. Shut up. You've not been this caught in your life, ever. Remember who it is you're talking to, sir. You act like you can't understand what in the fuck is said to you, or what in the fuck is happening. How embarrassing for you. You shut up. Shut the hell up. So, all that's happened. TPD, nobody's impressed with you. Two cops told me in August of 2015, he wants to just find a way to arrest you. We told him, no, that's not why we're cops. So, but that doesn't mean he won't find one who will. As it turns out, several years later, 2019, I think I was in Manford. I walk into my club, and one of the girls I barely knew said, how do you know which cops are good and which ones are bad? And I was like, what? How do you know which cops are good and which ones are bad? Well, what happened? What's their name? And she goes, what, like the ones that work for that Senator Stalker you have. How do you know which cops are good? How do you know which ones are bad? Like the ones that work for this Stalker. That corrupt fuck from Texas that won't leave everybody alone. In Oklahoma, where he does not live. Doesn't have constituents, doesn't have a family. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody invited you here, and I didn't introduce you to my family. I told you to stay the fuck away from them. So when you type in my phone, is it your family talking? I don't know. Not told that. Again, I'm repeating myself. And I've kind of stayed away from them because I'm sick and tired of you threatening to get the EPA on them. Yeah, leave them alone. Everybody is sick and tired of it. Bothering and pestering and tragedy and suffering and bothering. So the girls at my work actually asked me, how do you know which police are good? And how do you know which police that come in here are on the payroll of that corrupt piece of shit that won't leave you the fuck alone? I go, what's their names? Some of them have just flat told me. You got a name for me? Yeah, it's blah blah. I'm not going to say who it was. I said, yeah, he works for him. He flat told me. What did he do? What did he do? She told me what he did. So, I handled it. I'm not going to say what I did. I handled it. And I didn't see him again. He may have been back in there. I didn't see him again. I didn't hear another word about it. So, people don't like corruption. People don't like cruelty. People don't like suffering. Everybody's sick and tired of you, Mr. Perry. You need to shut up. I don't want to hear from you. I don't. I do not understand. Why in the fuck you don't understand? I don't want to hear it. Why do you think I want to hear from you? Why in the fuck do you think I care what you think? I don't go to a mental hospital and ask those people what they think. And if you cannot go into court of law and under oath properly identify your legislative duties, and it cost me a home again, and you can't tell that you have actual and consciousness of guilt coming out your butt, then you are 10 years past a good time for a butterfly net. All of you are. So we heard your little meeting this morning. It was recorded. Who in law enforcement has it? Big guy. You're something. You're an arrogant piece of trash. You're an arrogant, fucked up, twisted, sick motherfucking piece of trash. Leave me alone. I don't know you. I did not come up here to pick a fight with you or any of you. Don't know y'all. Don't care to. I came up here to get away from conflict. Not have a fight. Not have drama. I don't do soap opera. Days of Our Lives soap opera queen. Mr. Perry, do you know how many guys have said that? Oh, great. Liz Taylor's coming up again. Drama queen. I gotta drop every important thing I'm doing and listen to his fucked up Days of Our Lives bullshit again. I got 100 things I'd rather be doing. Get out of here. Go see your constituents in Texas. Go be with your family in Texas. You do need the alibi, and you don't seem to get that. To prove you're doing anything but what I say you're doing. Because now you got a reporter. Had they done what she told them to do, stop trying to bribe me. Stop trying to make me lie for you. I'm not going to be a participant in your crime. If you want to give me something, give back every penny you took. Get my club full of people again. Get Mike Nealey home. And get Tristan and Fabian up here so we can talk and you butt out. And you fuck off. Then now, had she continued to assert that they killed Chief Miller, we'd have said, no, she's wrong, if not nuts. But now, since it's again another court case she's not allowed in, because she has something important to say. She knows what they're doing. She knows where the bodies are buried. They're scared of her. They're scared shitless of her. Because you don't act like that if you're not scared of what that person knows. This time you fucked with the wrong people. Fabian Puzzle got to me in jail. That's power. That's power. You want me pulled over. I found out before. I haven't been pulled over yet. That's power. They can get that kind of information right up under your nose. What I said is, give it back and get the fuck out. Or it's going to get done for you. So when I quote what you just said, that's what that is, dumbass. You're not all there, are you? Mr. Perry cannot understand what a word people are saying to him. Not a word. No idea what they just said. You can tell by the way he acts. He doesn't have a clue. And isn't properly assessing his situation. Because when you get caught and told on every fucking day for 6 years, you don't think you're in a little bit of trouble? If those girls that I worked with, this one I barely knew, is asking me that kind of question, police, what in the fuck are you doing? That a young girl, she's probably 20, 25, somewhere in there. Somewhere I believe her to be between 20 and 25. The second I walk in the door, how do you know which cops are good and which ones are bad? The ones that work for your... Well, the way she said it exactly was, how do you know which cops are good and which ones are bad? And I said, what? Like, you don't expect to be asked that kind of question. How do you know which cops are good and which ones are bad? Like the ones that work for that stalker senator that comes in here and bothers everybody. Oh, some of them just tell me, what's the name? You got a name? Yeah, it's blah, blah. Yep, he does. He flat told me. So, what happened? Two other girls overheard the conversation, came running over. We were there, we saw it, we were there, he did, and they started all telling me what happened. Harassing. Basically, what I said is, look, you want to come in and fuck with me, that's fine, I can handle it. I'll use it against you in a court of law. But you don't fuck with my people I work with, leave them alone. You don't fuck with my family, leave them alone. Can you not just leave everybody alone and stop bothering people, Mr. Perry? Can you not just get a fucking life? Big guy. How much did he pay you to sit around on your fat ass trying to figure out how to make me fail? They know what you look like. They're all over you. I haven't seen... I don't know. He just said he's a big guy. There's a guy down there where they all meet. He's nutty. Nuttier than a fruitcake. You gotta hear him talk. It's insane. He's not getting it. They're caught. If we're all talking about it before, and we're talking about it a lot, you're caught. You don't have a cover-up. Then when you do it, I go, well, I told you so. Well, I told you so. Well, I told you so. I did say Well, I think I said that already more than once. Over and over and over, we've said it. How many recordings are there, big guy? How many recordings are there? I didn't pick a fight with you. I don't even know you. You're picking one with me. And you got caught. When you peep, hack, Mr. Perry, your guy. You got some guy in Houston that makes fun of you. Peeping, token, pink penny, pathetic Perry. Getting us all in trouble. Can't get no. I'm not going to say the word he said. He said a bad word. Can't get a date. 12 years, you're rejected and told on every fucking day. Your own guys. We've never had one of our victims figure out they had cameras on them, or that we're causing the problems, or sue us, or invoice us, or solve a murder we committed. When he pastors her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've never seen before. And here's Perry. Let's do it again. Let's do it all over again. Can we do it all again today? I need to get her. I'm an idiot. I'm just like, oh my God, wow. Embarrassing. I wouldn't walk in a room with you for millions. This was my home. Let's see. There it is right there. You had a little meeting. With one week in Tulsa, we got to get her back to Texas so we could do more to her. I guess everybody was shocked and dismayed Sunday. I didn't go. Why did you think I would? I said I'll live under a bridge, but I'm not living in Texas. You know what I did? Because you think I'm gonna go call my ex-husband and go live with him when you make me broke enough so you can do more to me, quote unquote. Recorded. What law enforcement agency has that recording, Mr. Perry? I told him, I think you need to get out of Texas. So, he's been asked to consider that. We need all ties to Texas cut off. You're the only one living there. Please find a way to get out of Texas. If you wanted me in Texas, you would have had Fabian up here, right? I'm pretty sure Fabian wouldn't let me go to Texas, is the problem. He's the only person I know on the planet who has not said some gaslighting bullshit for you. To me, you think I'm dumb. You guys, that's the other thing. The shrink is like, they're not even able to properly assess the situation, including how Cynthia thinks, what motivates her, why she does what she does. And we study that extensively because we want to know what you're going to do and anticipate it and have a strategy to deal with it before you do it. You guys don't get me. So you do things like, we'll starve her and then she'll go back to Texas. She'll start crying. Well, nope, that never happens, does it? I don't cry. I get pissed. I scream and rant and yell and scratch your eyeballs out, but I'm not going to cry. That's a metaphor, Mr. Powell. Scratching eyeballs out is not done literally. It's a metaphor, sir. We have to explain everything to these guys. So this one is for my landlord. Last year, they've been trying to do it for a year. But the COVID moratorium, oh, look at that, there's the law. You're breaking it. Yep, everybody's sick and tired of it. They want you to stop, and they want you to shut up about you need to lie. And coercion's a crime. Anything that causes me duress, thinking that I'll be persuaded by intimidation or by enticement to lie for you, stick it up your ass. I've said no. And the more you do, the more we have against you, to use against you in a court of law. Okie doke. That's how I play my cards. I don't cry. I don't go, oh, okay, I'll do what you say. Please don't take my car. I go, you're caught trying to take my car. You got caught taking my home. You pissed off a whole lot of people. So then we got more and more and more and more and more to use against you in a court of law. Because we all want you in jail. You need to be removed from the society you pose a threat to. This is criminal justice 101. Anybody can figure it out. So, oh, by the way, I'm going to close with this because I get tired of these stupid things. This is harassment. When Justice Scalia died, you were planning this. We were all in West Texas. I'm in jail over there, illegally detained against my will. And Justice Scalia was over in West Texas hunting. Mr. Perry's in West Texas planning this. We're going to send her home. And guess what? Like Dr. Weck said, even prisoners are repulsed like bitches like y'all. And they were, so they told me. I guess Mr. Perry or Mr. Powell told a bunch of defense attorneys, and they all told their clients who told me. When you go home, they're going to They're going to harass you. And then when you talk about it, they're going to say you're harassing them, and they're going to tweet from your phone. Which Mr. Perry, it looks like he did try. So I had the phone disconnected and I got a new one. He got right back in. He always does. He's a hacker. Hacking is a crime. So, talking about crime isn't a crime, Mr. Powell. Did you know? Cracker Jack box law degree guy. Hacking is a crime. Talking about being hacked is not. You can't know when I'm going to leave or where I'm going to go without hacking my phone. You got it GPS'd. You couldn't. See, that's what happened at Carino's, what Cheryl was talking about. We went every Wednesday night. That night I forgot my phone, Mr. Powell. And I went and ran errands. And I come back, and Cheryl's texting me, where you at? And I texted her back, oh, I went to run errands. So I could take a shower and go, but by the time I get there, you guys will already be gone, ready to leave. So I'm probably not going to make it. And about 15 minutes later, she calls me and she goes, guess who just showed up? Who? Charles Perry. Walks in, walks back to our table, shoots me a dirty look and left. He was not eating here. He was looking for you. And he was pissed that you weren't here. Here's the thing. Nobody told him about Carino's. Nobody invited him to Carino's. He just saw text between me and Cheryl. Like the use technology, the National Victims Resource, whatever. I'll show you in a minute. That just shows up where I am, right when I'm there. Yeah, Richard. Yep, Richard. Me and Richard are gonna be buddies for a long damn time. So this is that. Even prisoners are repulsed by and disturbed by what you said you were gonna do to me. So they told me. And then Justice Scalia is a First Amendment guy, right? This new thing, this leak, concerns me in 100 different ways on the equal protection language. I'm pro-life, Mr. Perry. Go fuck yourself. You with your bullshit. Anyways, so I'm listening to the news yesterday, and listening to the verbiage and the language of equal protection, and I'm like, but for Thanksgiving dinner, we're not protected anymore under equal protection on fucking anything. What it sounds like. Traditions, that's awfully vague. Thanksgiving dinner, you're protected for that, nothing else. Thanks, Justice Alito. Anyways, this I think was lucky. They wanted to get her on harassment. They're the ones calling us all the time. She never called. She never bothered anybody. They're coming up here. They live in Texas. What are they doing up here? She's been gone 8 years. Why are you still calling me all the time about this woman? Why don't you act like a dude? Take your skirt off and your lipstick and move on. I don't like you. You've not given me anything to like. You're a job. Listen, look at the results. See, that's what the shrink is like. They can't look at results and just kind of did come to a conclusion like we can. Cognitive reasoning is not there. If then that. If X, then Y. Right? If 12 years, there's no date, and you keep getting caught, maybe you're just a job and always were. You can't figure that out by yourself. I'm not a special ed teacher. Somebody said that the other day. I thought that was funny as fuck. She's not going to explain it to you. She's not a special ed teacher. She doesn't have finger paints, puppets, and crayons. She's not going to slow down for you. You need to catch up. Yep. And there's that. Terry's probably sitting there going, what does that mean? What does that even mean? What does that mean? Yeah, I'm not, like I said, you're going to have to hire a special ed teacher because I'm not going to help you. So, this was Mike being coaxed, TBD, right here. This is evidence of premeditated murder of a cop, Richard. You and I should go to lunch, Richard. I got a lot of stuff I'd like to say to you. So, I guess I'll finally hear what you have to say. I've asked you before, how do you know Mike had to be begged to go? You mean which one of you called him and talked him into going to Pensacola? Because he wasn't going to go, but you had a murder plan, so you needed him to go. And who's the other women that you peep on? That you want to know who they are? Who's talking? That's what that is. You know I was subpoenaed. When you contact somebody that's been subpoenaed and ask them questions like that, you're witness tampering, dumbass. Yep, that's not a date. There I am right there. Yep. There's the Manfred stuff I'm trying to find. Ah, here we go. Look at that. He has a red swollen right hand, the arrest report said. and no other injuries but for a busted nose and lip from being thrown face first into the floor after he was found. And Chief Miller was already dead. Chief Miller had, the DA from Creek County said, extensive damage over his head, neck, and face. Internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head, and strangulation. Internal decapitation means his head came off his body. And yet, Mike has not a mark. So, I show that to somebody I know, and I said, look at this guy, doesn't have a mark on him. Charles, I want for you to shut up. I'm not going to tell you who's telling on you. Listen to the words I'm saying. No one wants you here. Everyone wants you gone. We're tired of the suffering you're causing. I don't care what you think. I'm never going to help you. Because we all want you gone. Don't ask me again who's helping me or who your leaks are. I'm not told that. I want for you to be gone so I don't lose another house. I don't lose another car. You don't bother me anymore. I have my privacy back and I'll never be broke again. Fuck you. Don't ask me again. Typing in my computer. Isn't my talking? I don't know. I'm not told that. Wouldn't help you if I was. I want for you to be gone. Understand the fucking words, bitch. Get out of my face with that. Get out of my computer. Shut up and get away from me. What is wrong with you? I want for you to be gone. Shut up and get away from me. Every day. Is it your family? Is it Mike? Is it Is it Al? Is it Z? Is it Ty? Is it Desiree? Is it Jim? And he asks the same question every day, and I have the same answer. Like he's got Alzheimer's. I don't know. I'm not told. You know why? Those people are protected because you have a bad habit of murdering people. Shut up and get away from me. When you're gone, we all want you gone. I'll have my privacy back. I'll never be broke again. You won't be around to cause problem after tragedy, after drama. We want for you to be gone. There's no fucking way I'll help you. Write it down, bitch. Boy, I'm sick of you. Get your finger paints out and write it with your finger paints. This guy has nothing on him to cause extensive damage. His fucking hands would look like Chief Miller's face. And everybody's furious with y'all for making him sit there every fucking day, David. You, especially. You got cops all over you. So do you, big guy, while you sit on your fat ass and discuss when I'm gonna leave, and when I'm gonna go to the store, and where are you gonna have her pulled over, blah, blah, blah. Recording, after recording. My goal was catch the bad guy and relieve the suffering so your victims go, we can tell them, you're safe now. They can't hurt you anymore. These guys with no life, who are pathetic and too weak to pick on men, who like to harass women all the time, with their little skirts and their little jewelry and their little, soap opera. I gotta drop everything again. Here comes, Liz Taylor, Princess Prissy Pants, with her Days of Our Lives drama. I got other shit to do today. I gotta deal with that. Lovely. Behind your back. All of you, David. Well, go fucking pick on dudes. Big fat guy, big guy, whoever the hell you are. They won't tell me your name or anything. They just said listen to this one. Listen to this bitch. Boy, he goes, I'm gonna be all over him today. He said, he goes, he's a big dude. I'm gonna be all up his ass today, my guy said, by the way. So whoever the hell you are, you like picking on women? You too weak to pick on dudes? Why don't you pick on a guy? We all want y'all gone. Everybody's sick of the tragedy and the bothering and the suffering and the, butting in and the, let's do this and let's do that and let's cause this problem and let's cause that problem. And golly, get a life, soap opera. Days of Our Lives queens. All of you. I told you to get him home. I didn't give you an option. That wasn't a choice. I told you to give it back and get the fuck out. That wasn't an option. That wasn't a choice. It was in response to your bribe offer. I said no. You owe me legit money. Give the legit money back or shut up about I'll give you. You're not going to give me. You're going to give me what you want. And I'm not going to participate in your crime. Stop trying to coerce me into it. I said no. My goals are being met. All of ours are being met. You're about to go to jail. We don't want you around anymore. You're reoffending. You're reoffended this morning in your little meeting, and I heard it. So had you done what I said in March 2020, you wouldn't be all jammed up right now, Mr. Perry, and all desperate for a lie. I need a lie. Please lie for me. Nope. You're a big boy. You fix your problems. You fix your own fucking problems. Let me tell you something about control. Stalking is about control. It's not about a romance. It isn't romantic to peep and hack and make problems, is it? Nope. Not how you get a date. I think everybody's pretty convinced that was never your intent, to date. That girl that I worked with at Lady Godiva said that to me, pulled me in the bathroom. He wants us to find a way to put you back in jail if you won't change your mind and not like Fabian and like him. Not my job. He has to make you like him. I can't make you like him. But right now, what they said about Fabian, all these old farts with a lot of money shit themselves every time his name comes up. And we were told not to let you talk about him. Act like you don't care. Well, they know we care, but they wouldn't have to tell us to act like we don't. Charles, I want you to shut up. No one believes a word you say. If you care about me, then get the fuck out of my life. Respect my rights and wishes. Don't invade my privacy. Don't bother me again. Shut up and go away. Stop pestering me. When you pester me and take my money, things don't go well for you. You get caught. Let's get her pulled over today. Is she going to go to the store? Is she going to go work today? When he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. And I've repeated that over and over and over and over, and you're not getting it. 10 years past a good time for a butterfly net, David. You too. We thought you were the smart one. If I've said it, it's not covered up. And now I'm not just saying it once. Y'all talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, and it's recorded and recorded. And I'm like, so then I'm talking about it. Mark, she can't just say you was allegedly. I can, Mark. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, Mark? You had 3 chances in court when I sued you to go in legit and not do every illegal thing underhanded, unclean hands, bad faith, and just let court go normally like it's supposed to go. And you didn't. You didn't win. You bought a judge. Charles types out my phone. I win the CJ case. I win the CJ case. Look at the docket. I win the CJ case. Look at the docket. And I'm like, get out of my fucking phone. People are pissed because you didn't win. You bought a judge, and everyone knows it. Who do you think you're fooling? You're dumb as a brick. You're not fooling anybody. So I showed this picture to a friend of mine, and does it look like he was in a drunken brawl and killed the other guy? And he looks at me and he's like, no. Yep, he's accused of murder. Beat somebody to death. This was taken right after. He's talking to the police in this picture. And he goes, and I go, I figured it out. I was raised by 4 generations of police. He goes, you don't have to be a cop. You don't have to be raised by cops to see he couldn't have done it. Who is that? I go, you don't know who that is? He goes, no, I don't know. Who is that? Michael Nealey from Man for Police. He killed Chief Miller. He goes, you're kidding me. That's him. I go, that's him. And he's in jail for beating Chief Miller to death, and he looks like that, right? You don't watch the news, do you? He goes, I don't. But I'm going to tell you this. You can tell something's off with that. That story's bullshit. What happened? So I told him what happened. I told him what y'all did. But if you think you're fooling somebody, that just speaks to your delusion, and it speaks to your IQ. Can't be more than an ice cube. Mr. Perry, I'm not in love with you. You disgust me. You are repulsive and prisoners. They all told me about your little harassment plan. 2 times protocols not followed, Richard. My police report went right to the offender. Justice Scalia. Had he died in D.C., Commander Ritchie would have said there would have been a protocol followed in a postmortem processing and investigations and so forth. That what he wanted to know what happened in Texas that was all fishy. Texas Rangers, y'all, does that intimidate you? Does that scare you? Are you scared of me because I talk about it? Because you got corruption over there? And Josh Burson is unable to identify properly what Mr. Perry's legislative duties are or which state he legislates in. Took him 6 times to pass the panel. He said. He did an interview with his brother. His brother's like, it took me once. Josh is like, it took me 6 times. It's not for everybody. Right. We think that you never did really overcome their concerns. That they finally just let you on because your brother's on. And Charles always goes for that. But this time you guys get caught. That was my goal. So your victims are safe. Big guy, Richard. They've tried to frame me for murders. They've tried to get me to do, go over there and ask this drug dealer calls me over at my work. 20 girls standing right next to him that do drugs. And everybody knew I didn't even smoke pot. Never even smoked pot. Calls me over. Go ask that guy over there if he wants my drugs. Oh, you mean that cop? You want me to ask the cop if he wants your drugs? You're trying to set me up for drug trafficking here? You're off your nut. I just talked to the guy. He's a cop. Right. So that didn't work. She dances with her shoes off and socks on. Damn it. That's prostitution. It's actually not. And you want to do that now because Mr. Perry's got to run for office again and he needs a smear campaign. I quit. I haven't danced for it's been over a year. You know why? You ran all the money off and you made it dangerous. And my guys are like, if you can go in there and get things like text from David, yeah, I poisoned you with arsenic, and Pinto offering you $5,000 for a night of sex with Perry. That's solicitation, Richard. You're all worried about my socks, and you'd let the solicitation go. That's a problem for you. Believe me, it's a problem for you. Big one. Giving my police report right to the offender. Huge problem for you, Richard. You can tell all your little buddies. Write it down. Get your finger paints out and write it down. Crayons. And just planning the second false arrest with harassment. You got caught on that because even prisoners are repulsed by bitches like y'all. Pathetic. Can't get a real date. Go to Vegas and buy one. Leave everybody alone. There's a lot of elected officials that go to Vegas. You know why I know? I had a girlfriend that did that. She was an escort. Big, huge mansion she lived in. Big, huge ass mansion. She had guys coming in from Asia. Chinese dudes. Lots and lots of money. She goes, there's elected officials come in from all over the country. I've got clients that are governors. I've got clients that are judges. I've got clients that are mayors. I've got clients that are state elected. Yeah. Nobody hears a thing about it. Get one and leave me the fuck alone, big guy, Richard, all y'all weirdos. So we told you to get him home. I didn't give you a choice. I'm sorry y'all thought that was optional. I'm sorry you thought that was an optional because he's in jail while you're out reoffending and we're not happy about that. And he's a police officer. Cop family, not happy about it. And I said, here's what I said. You're going to get him out. You're going to do the right thing. You're going to make amends. Or we'll do it for you. And every time I'm quoting what you just said, is she leaving yet? Is she going to go somewhere? Can we have her pulled over today? We got to get her back to Texas so we can do more to her. All the stuff I quote that you just said, that is what they're doing. That's that right there. You're just not, you guys are dumb as bricks. I don't know. So, yeah, red swollen right hand because he's got an IV needle in it. Detective stupid. There's the McNamara email, which is it's dated in October. Before I was false arrested. Look what it says. He wants me false arrested. Because he wants to coerce me. Coercion is a crime. I just showed that. This is how long I've been saying, leave me the fuck alone, weirdo. So when you sat down and wrote your outcomes and your goals, was your desired outcome to be caught all the time and rejected? And people bad-mouthing you? I got to deal with soap opera queen again today. I got other shit I need to do. I got to deal with that. Lovely. Lovely. So he's like, I've got pictures of you. I've said you're a stalker. The allegations are stalking. He thinks that stalking more means he's not stalking at all. That's what a whack job I have to deal with every day. I'm gonna get you. Oh, on the socks. So girls take their shoes off because their feet hurt. Or they're gonna stand on the furniture to do part of the lap dance, which is basically an air dance. You're not touching the customer at all. It's an air dance. There's no sex in it. There's no money paid for the shoes coming off, which is the act of prostitution, supposedly. I get a bunch of cops because, Mr. Perry's got cops trying to find something. 6 years they had to get me to slip up as to who was helping me and didn't get shit. But my guys are like, you're getting evidence, you're getting money, and so it's worth it. And there's always a risk because he's got his guys in there trying to hurt you. But you can handle it. You can manage that. The day that it comes to there's no money, the risk is too high. and you have shit. You're not getting evidence, and just pull you out. We're pulling you out. Well, it got to that point. I go home with $30 because you rented the club out, ran everybody off, sent your 5 guys in with their canned food. Tip $1 and I'll get one lap dance. I made $15. Ooh, wow. Ooh, yeah. Y'all are. Everyone's all impressed now. And now all the customers that used to go in there all the time got tired of driving all the way out there and to be sent away. Well, we rented the club out, so now they didn't go back anymore. So you owe Paul money, lots of it. Tortious interference with business. Mark, why don't you talk to me about you don't like allegedly. She can't just say allegedly. I am, and I do, and I will. And if you don't like that, you should have gone into court when I sued your client, and let it all come out. And proved me wrong. Because, I mean, you got mails getting forwarded. You got cars getting hit that many times. I'm not doing the hitting. They're hitting me. You got recording after recording. Mr. Perry, will you stop thinking I care what you think and get out of my computer? Why do you think I care what you think? Why do you think that? Nobody understands why you think that. It's embarrassing that you think that. So this was recorded. Y'all talking. We can't get her on. We can't get her kicked out of her apartment. What? Somebody was very upset with you, Mr. Perry. Because she went around telling everybody she's not getting a new apartment and a new car. And I threw a fit. So then you had to. You sent Terry in your conduit of coercion. If y'all thought I was doing what you wanted, you'd have him give me money. If you thought I wasn't, you'd pull him out. You can see it when it's text when he's coming in, when he's going to come to my work and when he's not. You can see it. So, what cops have all this shit? What police have all this stuff? You don't know, but you're seeing things happen you've not seen before. Perry doesn't understand what that means. He has no idea what that means. He's dumb as a rock. He won't pass. If you don't like, it's if X then Y, or if you do X and Y happens and you don't like Y, stop doing X. Our shrink is like, has no cognitive reasoning skills at all, none. Cause and effect, you can't get it. I think he's got Alzheimer's or aphasia or whatever Bruce Willis has. Can't understand what a word people are saying. I don't care what you think. I'm sick of hearing it. We all are. Everyone's sick of hearing it. Everyone's sick of your drama. I don't care what you think. We all want you gone. I'm never going to help you. Every day, Mark, your fucking stupid ass client with Alzheimer's asks me the same questions. Is it your family leaking? Is it Michael leaking? Is it Z, whoever the fuck that is? Ty, whoever the hell that is? Jim. I know about 5 Jims. I know about 20 Ties. I don't know anybody named Z. Never heard of him. So maybe it's Jim McGew. I don't know. I know about 5 Jims. Which one is he referring to? And again, your client has a bad habit of murdering people, so he's not going to get that information, Mark. You need to explain it to him. Get your little puppets and crayons and a special ed teacher. I'm sick of repeating myself, Mark. You don't like allegedly? Okay, well, when you guys all go to jail, talk to them about that then. Not my problem. You had 3 chances in a court of law to prove me wrong, and you didn't. You had a backdoor meeting where I wasn't there. A fair trial is both parties are there, and there's evidence shown and witnesses presented, Mark. I haven't been to law school, but I know that. Everybody knows that. And people got mad. So, Mr. Perry, when you took my home, now she can't say you didn't let her have the new apartment and the new car. And the guy got mad. Did you see what she had to go through to get that? He's an asshole. That's why nobody likes him. And as soon as she gets it, he'll start trying to take it away. Sure shit, you did. And you got recorded. So did they. You got a key? You gonna get me? Okay. All right. Princess, prissy pants. And then prove. What does that prove? I told you so. I told you he's a stalker. What does he care where I live? Why does he care where I live? What does he care what I'm driving? How does he know where I'm gonna be? But for hacking my phone, anytime to have me pulled over. Y'all wanted me to go to Sapulpa. Let's use her food delivery app to get her to take an order in Sapulpa. They'll pull her over. Really? Do you think so? How do I have what the Creek County DA said? How do I have that? Charles, you don't get to know that. We want you in jail. We want you gone. You don't get to know that. Everybody wants you gone. Nobody's helping you. I know you think they are. They're not. Everybody wants you gone. We're sick of it. We're sick of your drama and tragedy and suffering and problems. I guess he called up to Creek County when I was in Manford, and they're like, Perry's complaining. I paid upward of $15 million for a cover-up, and I'm not getting a cover-up. Well, what we heard is that you did pay $15 million, and you got mad because there was no cover-up, so you had the money stolen back. You have the money. What are you complaining about? You have it. What are you complaining about? I've not confirmed that. That's what we hear. Get the fuck out of my life. Get out of it. And when I say you're going to do it or they'll do it for you, when you're told on, that's what that is, genius. You guys are mental queens. That's what that is. Everybody's sick of you. Everybody's sick of the suffering. Everyone's sick and tired of the hardship. Everyone's sick and tired of your little drama queen act. Everybody's sick and tired of your threats. I'm going to get you. I got a key to your place. So when you're told on, that's you being stopped. They're doing it for you. What law enforcement agency is it, and what day will they arrest your ass, bitch? You're seeing things happen you've not seen before. And it didn't occur to you that maybe that's because you're a job, not a date? You're making everybody mad. Everybody hates you. People are glad somebody's finally stopping it. Big guy, Richard. You and I need to go to lunch, Richard. You're something. Everybody knows you're on the payroll. You are on the payroll, Richard. They're up your ass today too. So y'all have fun.